Dan Illman and Mike Beer for Breeders' Cup Focus, taking a look at the top 10 contenders thus far, as rated by Daily Racing Form for the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Of course, pre-entries will be taken early next week, but here's the list 1 through 10 of Daily Racing Form's possible entrants for the Breeders' Cup Distaff, listed in morning line odds order. The projected morning line was compiled by DRF Spread Free. Lots of stars, of course, at the Breeders' Cup, but this race features the matchup we've been waiting for. It's Idiomatic, last year's champion older mare and winner of the Breeders' Cup Distaff, taking on the sensational Torpedo Anna, who will doubtlessly be named this year's champion 3-year-old filly.
Yeah, two really, really good horses, Dan. I guess the only issue with the race, and it's a highly anticipated matchup for sure. It's hard to get beyond these two horses when you get down to the rest of the horses that are on this 10-horse list. It feels like it's a little bit of a match race between these two about who's going to win, but a great match race it is.
Idiomatic has won 12 of 17 in her career, almost $4 million. And her most recent start was her second consecutive victory in the Grade 1 Spinster. Let's watch Idiomatic take them down in the Spinster. And she used her patented early speed in this race to create separation from her foes. This isn't the classiest field she's facing, but there are some useful horses, and Idiomatic at least showed she could fire a big number if necessary. A 102, her first triple-digit buyer since last year's Spinster.
Yeah, her form, she hadn't been running fast races prior to this day, but she's been in really good form all year long. This was only her 5th start of the year. A couple of the horses behind her are likely to show up in the distaff as well, and she just absolutely dominated those horses, Dan. Really aggressive ride. Florentio took no prisoners from the start, put her on the front. Way too good for those horses.
Torpedo Anna is 5 for 5 this year against fellow fillies, including giant victories in the Kentucky Oaks and the Acorn and the Coaching Club American Oaks. Her only loss this year came by a scant head to Fierceness, who's going to be one of the favorites in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Torpedo Anna ran a 111 by her speed figure in defeat, and then Kenny McPeak decided to give her one more prep. This run in the Cotillion, last time out at Parks, going a mile and a 16th, and she was sort of covered up in behind horses turning into the stretch, but she's able to get out. And once she does, I know she only wins the race by a neck, but it seems like she wins pretty comfortably.
Didn't seem like Brian Hernandez wanted to get her all in this race, Dan. She's going to go buy this horse, and he doesn't really, dig into her here and make her go all out to win this thing. So it's not, listen, we're used to seeing her run against 3-year-old fillies and just absolutely annihilate them. She didn't do that in the Cotillion. I just think she just did what she had to do in her final prep for the Breeders' Cup.
Raging Sea had always hinted at potential last year as a 3-year-old, and she's put it all together this year for Chad Brown. She won the Shoe V at Saratoga, and then she took advantage of a wicked pace where Idiomatic was hooked up in a big speed duel, and she just got the better of Idiomatic by a head in the personal ensign. Chad Brown gave her one final prep and couldn't have picked an easy one. The Grade 2 Belle Dame, where she was 1 to 10, and Raging Sea didn't exactly look like a 1 to 10 shot. I wonder if Chad was worried that this filly might bounce coming into this race. Yeah. I wonder if he really had her cranked up.
Fair to wonder. You'd hope that there'd be some explanation for this, because she's not supposed to work this hard to win with an 86 buyer in the Belle Dame, but she got the job done, Dan. In 2 back, she got the big win. Obviously, Idiomatic ran the best race in that personal ensign, but Raging Sea was there when the race was ready to be taken, and she took it. She's had a really good 4-year-old campaign. I still can't shake the feeling. I see Double Dog Dare, Shoe V, personal ensign, Belle Dame wins, and I think she's had an unbelievable campaign. I'm not even sure that I think she's improved that much from 3 to 4.
Idiomatic and Torpedo Anna are American superstars. Awesome result is the question mark in this race, coming from Japan. She is 7 for 7 lifetime. Her most recent win was a start going a mile and a quarter. She won it by 5. She is by Triple Crown winner Justify. She's a half Pacific and Harbor, who won the Grade 1 Spinaway. So this is an American dirt pedigree on the female family. An Awesome Result has done nothing wrong over there. It's just unfortunate potentially for her that she's catching 2 real good ones.
It'll be interesting to see how she classes up with 2 really good horses. I'll have a lot of work to dig into on this horse if I'm going to try to make a case for her. I've never seen her run. I do realize that she has a really nice pedigree and looks really good on paper.
Candide is a useful horse, and as we go from 6 to 10, we see some extremely solid horses that have had their moments at some point in time this year. But that being said, each and every one of them from 5 through 10 would have to take a step or two forward if they're going to contend with not only Idiomatic, but Torpedo Anna.
Yeah, exactly, Dan. I mean, they're just hard. It's hard to look at them on paper and make a legitimate case for them. Just about all of them. I think Baticata only was defeated by Raging Sea, but the other ones they've all faced either Idiomatic and Torpedo Anna, or both of them at some point along the way, and they were no match.
Right now, of course, of the top two, do you simply give the edge to Idiomatic? She's the champ. She's the older horse. She has a little bit more early speed than Torpedo Anna, or is it just a pick 'em?
I would give a slight edge to Idiomatic, but I wouldn't be totally confident in it. I think they're both really good. It's one of the more interesting matchups on the 2-day Breeders' Cup.
Breeders' Cup Distaff should be an intriguing matchup, a fascinating matchup between two stars, Idiomatic and Torpedo Anna. And we've got awesome result coming in from Japan with an unblemished record. It should be a sensational distaff.
Hey, buddy. Let me tell you something. If you really enjoyed this great content, just click the like and subscribe button right here. And if you enjoy the race of the day, stakes previews and lots more starring me, please click right here. You're not gonna regret it.